Hey everyone, welcome back to Code with Ro. In this lesson, we'll dive into the world of control flow in JavaScript, specifically focusing on if-else statements. These statements are crucial for making decisions in your code based on certain conditions. If-else statements allow your program to execute different blocks of code based on whether a condition is true or false. It's like a crossroad where your code can take different paths based on certain criteria. So, for example, if this condition is true, then this code will execute, or else this code will execute. So first in my body tag, I already have it linked to my script.js file, and I'll go ahead and add an h2 that states check if a number is positive or negative. And now I'll add an input type of number and an ID, which is the number input. And I'll add a button where on click, it'll call this function called check number. Check number. Just like this. Now currently that doesn't do anything because I haven't stated what check number is in the JavaScript. So now in my JavaScript, I'll call the function that we just created. So function check number. And what we're going to want to do in this function is get the variable of a number, and it's going to equal to the document dot get element by ID of the number input dot value. And the number input is exactly what we put right here to check the ID of this input type. Now I'm also going to want a variable of the result text. So in our if statement that we talked about earlier, if number, which is this variable right here, is greater than 0, then I want to get the result text is equal to number plus, and I'll add a space, just to add a space between the number that we typed in and starting text here, is a positive number. Else, if number is less than 0, then I want to add result text is equal to number plus is a negative number. And if both of those tend to be false, then result text will be you entered 0. And now, in order to see the actual results, I'm going to just add a simple console.log and I'll enter in result text, which is basically the answer that we're looking for. So I'll hit save. And now I'll zoom in so it's easier for us to see. And if I type in 100 and click check number, it'll call in this function and it'll proceed on the first one because number is greater than 0. So it'll say number, which is 100, is a positive number. And if I were to do negative this, then it'll say negative, this negative number is a negative number. And if I enter 0 and hit check number, it'll say you entered 0. And that's exactly what we wanted. If-else statements are a fundamental part of controlling the flow in your JavaScript code. They allow you to make decisions and execute different code based on conditions. Experiment with different conditions and see how it affects the flow of your program. Stay tuned for more tutorials. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Code with Ro for more coding insights.